What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Uh, what's going on? Good afternoon, everybody. Let me go ahead. Let me do my Miss Honey was backstage. She's not staying long. She want to drop in. Hey, CC Freak, what's up? Hey, lovely 31. Hey, Tracy, what's up, Miss Baything? Tracy, I need you to help me with something. You be on it. Your detective skills be on it. I am looking for you. We got the mug shot, but a statement was made, and I don't know if it was on Instagram or on Facebook. With an explanation as to what we saw in that mugshot. If you know where to find it, or if you can find those screenshots of the message for me, please let me know, because I want to do a quick drop. About it, but I want to be able to read what she actually said, but I can't find it. If you know what I'm talking about, okay. And if you can't find it, it's cool. What's up, you guys? Empress Radio. Thank you, Phil. You know, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Empress Radio. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was posting on Instagram that we were live. Okay. Let me go look. Okay. And if you find it, you know how to get to me. And when I get off of here, Phil, I'll look at Empress Radio. Now, when I get off of here at 6:30, we're going to be on TSF Entertainment, and I will put the link in the chat discussing P Valley. We'll be doing a live conversation about last night's episode of P Valley. So, okay, but I'll put the link in. What's up, y'all? Let's get into this Love and Marriage DC episode. Now, let me let Miss Honey know. I don't know. She was there, and then she was gone. I think she left during my intro. I saw you backstage, and then you left. Cause some stuff we discussed. Hey, Morta Human 89.7, how you doing? Cause there were some things we discussed last week, and Miss Honey has like an update that she wanted to share with you guys, but she can't stay the whole time because she is having Sunday fun day, so she'll come back when she can. So last night's episode was definitely interesting, right? We definitely got some points of view. We got some things going on, so let's go ahead and get into this. So let me say this. The first scene that we saw, hey Dominique, the first scene that we saw a continuation of the Chris Monique conversation where they broke the fourth wall. Production was talking to Monique, production was talking to Chris, and I'm gonna say this, y'all. I am gonna flip flop. Hey Xavier at 6:30 we're gonna be talking about P Valley over on TSF. So just so you know, I don't know if you're gonna be busy or not, but just so you know, we're gonna be over there at 6:30. I'm gonna be a flip flopper on this one, y'all. I'm gonna be a flip flopper on this one. After seeing the resolution of the conversation, I really believe that Monique is just scared. She feels that things are different. She feels that things are different in her marriage, and she doesn't know how to fix it. She feels her marriage is slipping away, and she doesn't know how to fix it. And I appreciate that she acknowledged, I don't want Chris to feel like I'm beating up on him, but I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get to that space. And I can appreciate that. Like, I really think Monique is just scared. Well, congratulations. I really think that she's just scared, right? And so we saw in this scene where she actually even really she's trying to explain that to Chris. And like she said, if I wanted to give up, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't still be here. And Chris wants it to work. Monique wants it to work. And so they're going to make it work, right? The problem in marriages is when one person gives up, but both of them are in it. Neither one of them. What's up, El Teddy? Neither one of them have given up. So they're in it to win it. El Teddy, if you watch this episode, if you want to come up, you can. Let me know if you watch this episode. I disagree. She wants every conversation to be this in-depth conversation. She does. I agree with that. She wants every conversation to be this deep, cerebral understanding of the meaning of marriage. I agree, but I think that's coming out of a desperation of she hasn't figured it out. She doesn't know how to fix it. That's what I got. Now, the first half of the episode, the first half of the argument, y'all know what I said last week. Y'all know what I said last week in the first half of that argument. But after watching the resolution of the argument, I feel a little different. That's right, you traveling. No problem, boo. No problem. They're gonna make it work. They just need to find a common method. Yeah, and here's the thing. I think Monique also has to understand that marriages have ebbs and flows. I think we do know that Monique has been complaining for a minute, right? This isn't something new. If you go back to the last season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, she was complaining then. So this isn't a new thing for them. They haven't been able to figure it out. And I get it. Monique is desperate. I get it. But I definitely felt a little differently after seeing that conversation. I definitely felt a little differently. That's just me. That's me, y'all. Y'all might not agree with me. Y'all might feel, but I felt a little different. I think she put on for the cameras a little bit, but I'm biased. Maybe. And listen, I said that too, that Monique is definitely paying EP. So I feel like, so let me say this. I feel like she definitely wanted that conversation to be deeper. And I do feel like the cameras were there. I stand by what I said last week about they didn't need to do it then. Like they literally just got off a plane from Africa. They were jet lagged. They were tired. They needed a minute. Like, give me 24 hours to go to sleep, get my life in order, unpack. Like, I feel like they needed a minute. So I still feel that way. I still feel like they rushed to have that scene. But I also feel like this whole season was rushed. If you really want me to be truthful about the matter, I feel like this whole season was rushed. I think Monique finally agreed to do it, and Carlos was like, let's go, before she changed her mind. Because the fact that Monique was gone for 2 weeks in the middle of filming, that never would happen if they had planned this out. Because I know that Monique was planning this trip. Monique had to be planning this trip for months. Like, that wasn't let's go to Africa for 2 weeks. Like, so I feel like the filming schedule conflicted, and I feel like they were rushing. So that might be why they was pressing that conversation, because I feel like they were rushing to get these episodes done by a certain time. That's my opinion. That's on the production side. But let me be clear, Phil. I'm not giving Monique a 100% pass, but I do feel like some of this is her desperation. And she does want these deep conversations. And the thing is, you can't force that. And she was trying to force it. Either it's going to come or it's not. So I think sometimes we are so pressed for people to give us these deep, Monique had planned it right, exactly. And I knew it wasn't no overnight, girl. Marceau got a mugshot too. Hey, Diamond, how you doing? Ciao. All right, y'all, that's a whole nother show. Hold on, I'm gonna have to do a quick drop on that. Y'all know I'm gonna do a quick drop on that later. I'll come back to them. So that's what I felt like in that scene. And I hear what you're saying, Phil, but I do feel a little differently after seeing the second half of the argument. Like I said, I do still feel like Monique be doing the most now. I do. So what is her exact problem in the marriage? I'm not understanding. I think that sometimes in marriages, you can't put your finger on it. Things just evolve. People grow. People are different. You get into a routine. You get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there is. And I think that's Monique's problem. There isn't anything tangible. Like, it's not, he cheated on me and we got to work on infidelity. It's not, he lost his job and we're having money problems. There isn't anything tangible. And I think that's part of the problem, is that Monique is very much a, let me put my hands on it and I can fix it kind of person. And this isn't that. This is just, listen, I know that we are not where we were. I know that, yes, we still love each other, but the passion is gone. The I can't wait for you to get home from work is gone. The text me and I'm going to text you back and it make me smile is gone. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's that. And that is hard to put that back in a bottle. And that's what Monique is trying to do. But I think what people have to figure out is you're not putting it back in the bottle. You have to change up your perfume. You see what I'm saying? It's not working anymore. So we can't put this perfume back in the bottle. We just gotta go get ourselves some new perfume. And that's the work. The work is, okay, so date night used to be spontaneous. Okay, well, we got 3 kids now. It ain't that spontaneous, but now we got to plan a date night, and we got to keep to the plan of date night. And we have to make date night interesting. We can't just go to dinner every time. We can't just go to a movie every time. Let's go out in the city. Let's go to putt-putt. Let's go to Top Golf. Let's go down to the harbor and walk around. Let's drive down to Annapolis and get some ice cream. And you know what I mean? Like, you have to, and that's the intangible. And I think that's what they're struggling with. They're struggling because, like Monique said, when we were in Africa, did you have an aha moment? No, I didn't. And that's when she got mad, because she's like, well, why didn't you? Why didn't you have a moment? Why did, you know what I mean? And because that's my opinion, y'all. Crazy So Messy. I didn't want to see Kiki mugshot. Child. We'll get to, listen, I said, we'll do a quick drop on them. I may even do, if I get enough information, I may even do it live, child. I got to gather all my information. My producer is on it. My producer is on it. I got to get all my information together. But anyway, so that was that. And again, I'm not saying I still feel how I feel about, Monique producing the show, but I do feel like there's a level of desperation that is pushing some of that. That's just my opinion, though. All right, so the next scene, we see Jamie going over his daughter's house. Monique got rich housewives problems, but those are normal problems. I've seen my parents have those same problems, but it's aggravating. Yeah, I mean, I've in my family, I've been blessed to see a lot of successful marriages in my family, and it's not always, getting down on the kitchen table. You know what I mean? There are days. Let me know when you're ready, Miss Honey. You ready, boo? Okay, y'all. Let me get Miss Honey up here.
Oh, honey, the devil tried to steal my Wi-Fi.
It's all good. It's all good. I know you. I know you busy today, honey.
It's okay. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I got a busy day. I thought, every time I think I don't have anything to do, I end up with 500 things to do. But it's all good. So, because after this, I'm going live again. To talk about P-Valley, but it's all good. It's all good.
And you're going live about P-Valley over on
CSF. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've not gotten a notification for that yet. That's odd.
I don't think he set it up yet, but it's supposed to be at 6:30. And you were invited, so I know you're busy, but I'll send you the link just in case.
Just in case. We never know.
Right, you never know. So, last week we had a conversation about Jason and Jason's room and that interaction. And you got a response from somebody on the show.
Oh, yeah. So, Jamie Tyler dropped down in my comments for my in my review for last episode. And I said a bunch of stuff in that review.
Oh, you
a bunch of stuff.
You did.
But what he was stopping by to clear up was the fact that, to address my issue with the fact that Jason's room was so bare. He looked so unloved, unkept. And so I talked about that, but I talked about a whole bunch of stuff. But he wanted to address that. And he said that they make them take the artwork down off the walls. They just want it plain. I was like, no, they don't. I don't think so. I think I remember. It just didn't seem right. So I was like, hey, thanks for stopping by, but I don't think so. I think that, that they would blur it out, instead of making you take it down. He said, no, this network, they make you take it down. They want it to be bare. He said he still had boxes, stuff in boxes. Listen, he was very polite. He was very nice. He wanted to clear that up. And of all things, this is what he wanted to clear up. And I could appreciate that.
I can appreciate it too, because the one thing I will say is this cast is very active on social media.
Yeah,
they are very active. Jamie has been, very, he likes my stuff, and he'll, when I post about Love and Marriage DC, Urena has Ashley, even Carlos. So this
Yeah.
cast has been, this cast has been very, very very much in social media, and I appreciate the fact that he was polite because we've all had experiences where it's not so much.
Yeah, but that was a red flag for me, and it was important to me, and I just love the fact that it was important to him too, because
when Kenneth
listen.
called you a heifer, is that a word that men use? Do men call women heifers?
What?
Kenneth, you talking about Kenneth from Put a Ring on It, Kenneth? A heifer? That is such a weird thing for a man to call a woman. That's weird.
A heifer?
A heifer. Like, that's something my grandmother would call somebody, a heifer.
It is typically used just between women.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Okay. Oh, Xavier said maybe that's why Melody's whole offices are just pictures of her. Now, I have noticed that, like, when they're at the Samuel's house, it's a lot of pictures of them.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't paid enough attention to say at everybody's house there's nothing on the wall. But maybe the specific things maybe there's certain things that are specific to what they want them to take down.
I just think a stark white wall, you're going to notice it right away. Everything else is, like Monique's house is very nicely done. Like you said, you got a point. They're all pictures of them, but it's still pulled together. That was like institutional rule. Like the white wall.
So I know you only have a few minutes, but let me ask you a couple of questions real quick. What was your opinion after seeing the second half of that argument with Monique and Chris? Because I was just telling them that my opinion changed a little bit. But what did you think of that?
Well, I have always been Team Monique, you know that, and I still am. At the same time, Winter is kind of saying the same thing too, isn't she? When she was in her confessional and she was talking about them, she said, that Monique can be very, and she wears, she gets at Chris, like she can be a little bit,
a lot,
a lot extra.
And that's what I still feel how I feel. I still feel like Monique is doing a little too much.
I can see her point a little bit more, but at the same time, that's always in the back of my mind because you're smart enough to get what it is you need. You don't need to, to overshadow. Like, it's something she has to really, really work on because it's diminishing him. That point still remains the same. At the same time, I didn't understand why it took people to interject, but I still feel like they could use some techniques. But the two of them together, when they laughed there at the end, I felt like, okay, they're fine. They're going to be fine. Like they both want to be in this.
That's what
but at the same time, you don't want to keep repeating it that way. So you got to fix things.
That's what I
said. And if it's going to
go ahead, I'm sorry.
If it's going to take outside help, it needs to be outside help.
No, I agree with that. I agree that they probably could really use some therapy to work through it. And again, I still feel how I feel now. I ain't totally changed that. I feel like Monique doing too much. But I'm going to tell you what I saw. I saw fear. I saw that Monique is scared. Because Monique needs to be able to figure things out. Monique is a very 1 + 1 = 2.
Everything is an assignment. I said that. Everything is an assignment for her. She needs a passing grade here.
Exactly. And it's scaring her.
But Chris is telling her, this is my thing. If you're not an effective listener, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. He is telling her, I don't know what it is you want. And when I try to give it to you, it's still not right. He's telling her she has to listen and hear that. I don't know. But I love them. I think they're a great couple. I just want to see, I don't know. Let me just say this. Okay, let me say this and then I'm going to be done. I feel like I'm rambling, but listen. I don't like the position Monique playing. I don't care for her as the Giselle here. That is bugging me. I don't care for her as the
because Yeah, because she absolutely, I said that in my review. She pulled out her Bravo 101 in this episode, and she carried that bone,
And then
baby.
she kept playing Dodo Bird, like whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie about it. That was just the worst.
Well, let me say this. I believe this, and maybe I'm giving Monique too much, but I know Monique knew she was stirring the pot. Like, she's not stupid. But I don't think Monique expected that volcano. I don't.
Let
She
me
knew
tell you
she was
something.
stirring the pot. She knew she was creating a moment. She knew that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't think she was ready. See, listen, I keep trying to tell people, look, I know people say, oh, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Chicago. Like, I know people always from somewhere. But I'm telling y'all, ain't nothing like no Baltimore. And Ashley is
Listen,
Baltimore.
when them curls kept jumping.
Listen. And did you hear how thick you saw how thick that Baltimore accent
Oh,
got?
it got
Baby, she wasn't playing. She wasn't. I said, listen, y'all don't know that powder keg right there.
yeah.
She had a whole event with people out there. She did not care. She
Her
was
girl
like,
came and got her though. Her girl came and got
the girl
her.
came and got her.
Mm-hmm.
The girl came and got her.
Yeah, I just didn't like. I don't like that. I don't want that to be Monique's character here. It is, messy bone carrier. I don't think I want that at all.
Yeah,
Not
I didn't like
no.
it. I don't, because again, now I will say this: Winter is playing her possession. Winter is playing Giselle too, because the way Winter came back at Monique and was acting like they just came for me, and I don't know why they don't like me, and I was like, girl, stop.
Oh no, Winter is giving you uh what's the little insurance salesman mama? Ashley. What's the one that's married to the Six Flags man?
Six Flags, man.
Ashley from
Actually, from Potomac.
yes, the one that's married to Michael. Ashley Darby. Is it Darby?
Yeah, that's Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Winter is giving. Because you remember Ashley was very she was kind of trying to be, sweet and wholesome about it, but she was throwing some daggers early on. Winter's coming in like that. Remember the first time we saw Ashley, she rolled out Robin's tax debt.
She sure did. She was like, she's bankrupt, right? She don't have no money. Like, girl,
Yeah.
you Googling me?
Yeah.
You be Googling me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Inviting
So
my
that's what
candles,
she's
inviting
giving
my
me.
candles for my Zen. But yeah, so that whole, I mean, we skipping ahead, but I know I only have you for a few minutes. We'll backtrack on the other stuff. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. And like I said, Monique, she absolutely was carrying that bone. She created that moment. But again, I just don't, because what I don't think Monique realized is, I don't think Monique realized how vastly different those stories were of what Winter said versus what, I don't think because again, she knew, listen, Monique's not stupid. She knew that there are two sides to the story. So
But
she knew,
listen,
I don't think she realized it was that different.
let me tell you something. Now, maybe because I'm older, I don't know. Okay. What do you do if you talking to Josephine and Josephine say whoop 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 popped off at the party? And you like, what, for real? Then when you see Geraldine and Annabelle, that you say, hey, what happened at the party? Y'all had a good time. Did y'all enjoy yourself? You see what their story is. And then you compare it like that. No, you don't come and say this is exactly what someone told me. Like, what? I was like, girl, that ain't how you do that. No, ma'am. And then when she was like, whoopsie, did I do that? Girl, you ain't
Right.
do it
What
right.
you're supposed to say is, so how did the lunch go?
Right. That's
And
all
you
you had
find
to
out what
do.
they said versus what Winter said. And then you could be like, oh, because I talked to Winter and she, maybe y'all need to talk because yada, yada, yada. But I
To
think
me,
Winter,
that's how you stay neutral. That's how you say stay
right.
neutral. It's a way to do it. I'm not saying she can't be bone collector, but just don't be this obvious. Like, you got to learn how to float. Now, this is her first season, but I just don't like this role. If it's gonna come off kind of malicious, like I mean, it came across like she believed Winter, and she was. I didn't. I was like, no, ma'am, you need training in this area.
Exactly.
She
So
just
yeah,
needs to move.
and I'm gonna be honest. Winter, for whatever reason, Winter has decided she got something for Ashley. Because even with her talking about Ashley's husband, DJ Funsize, it's like, come on, like that's disrespectful. And Ashley,
But
like Monique said, when Ashley finds out, it's gonna be a problem.
but if Monique isn't careful, Winter is gonna overshadow her. I mean, because she knew what it was. When she
Mm-hmm.
walked into it, she knew what it was. She was there with it. Like she really got Ashley worked up. She really got her worked up. So I think that's Winter's whole goal. Like she's coming across a little bit um more savvy to me than Monique. So
But I think Winter gonna mess around and not be back on the show.
why you say that?
I don't know. She makes for good TV though, so you know.
No, she's a true villain.
Yeah, she makes for good TV, so maybe not so much.
Ashley isn't I mean, at first everybody thought Ashley was gonna be the one, right? The mean girl. But so far it looks like Winter. I mean, for her to even roll that story out to Monique the way that she did, I don't know if it was editing or what, but it's like she sent Monique to do it.
Girl, she definitely her her recollection on what happened is definitely not what happened. I mean,
she never said, but it was a lot that went on, but we ended up, just agreeing to try to make it work, or, just try to be better for whatever. She didn't say it that the way they left it on a high note. She never mentioned that. I don't know if that was edited out or what, but it just seemed like every person she had something negative to say about.
Right. And I did think they left on a good note. And even her getting upset about Urana asking her, so you and Ashley in a good space. I don't think that was a crazy question to ask.
Plus, they led us to believe that she set up the whole lunch. She got them all together so that they could talk. Exactly. So what do you mean an ambush? They ambushed you.
Right. And that's the other thing. They ambushed you. Girl, stop playing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So how do you feel about the conversation with Jamie and his daughter? Where she basically told him, Dad, chill out. We grown. Let us make our own decisions. You need to support Jason.
I think it's awesome that they are putting each one of their kids in scenes, and I hope that they've negotiated for their kids to get a stipend or some sort of, and if so, I think it's great because they've put everybody in a scene. They've given everyone a little conversation for a scene. I mean, after having that little exchange with him, it clicked me into business mode, thinking about it more business wise, which you're very good at doing. I can be very emotional. You're very good at thinking about it. So yeah, I thought it was great that he showed his daughter. I didn't understand why all of her breast was out. I don't know that I would do that if my dad was coming over. It was a lot of titty meat, and I didn't know if that was necessary.
I didn't even notice. I guess I didn't even notice.
It was a lot. It was a lot of area of space. Just yeah. But I thought it was a good conversation.
I appreciated she pulled his coattail. I appreciated that she was like, listen, I want to talk about what happened the other night. And y'all coddle him. He's telling y'all he's telling y'all he wants to be independent. He's telling y'all he wants to work and make his own money. And I feel like you didn't support that. And I ain't like that. I appreciate that she pulled his coattail. And I feel like she's probably the only person that can talk to him like that.
But here's what I wonder. I wonder if that conversation was the catalyst for him going and pulling Jason aside, or if that was, the fact that everybody he's hearing over and over again that he's kind of unapproachable. You think her conversation is the reason why he talked to Jason?
I think so. So. Because let me say this. I don't think that Jamie feels like what he's doing is wrong. But I do think that he was responsive, because even in his conversation with his daughter, he said, listen, my kids are grown. My kids are, what did he say? My kids are grown, but they're not adults yet, or they're adults, but they're not grown yet. So he still doesn't see that what he's
No.
doing is a problem, but he
Right.
was receptive to that situation. Like, I don't
Right.
think he had no great epiphany, and he going to, because even when at the end of the episode when him and Urena got into the argument, and she was like, you know, you do that a lot. You take it out on me when you mad about something at the club. He was like, exactly. So you should be used to it. So in his mind, it's like, but if you know this is how I am when I'm in work mode, why you mad about me being in work mode? He ain't making the connection. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he had no big epiphany. I think he just like, well, this is what I do. Jamie doesn't think he's wrong. He thinks he's trying to protect his kid. Exactly. He don't think he's wrong.
He doesn't think he's wrong at all.
I don't think he does. I bet you if we got him right now in the interview, I bet you he would still be like, I'm doing what I got to do for my family to make my. I just don't feel like I think that he's one of those, they're going to thank me later.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the silliest little argument. I didn't understand it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was just the silliest little argument. I just didn't get it. I mean,
it was exactly what he said it was. You were already in your feelings. You were already mad. I did what I always do. You act like I yelled at you. I said something to you that I'll never say. I was irritated. You were irritated. We clashed, and that's what it was. And that's why at the end of it, they was kissing and smiling and holding hands. Because it was just, again, she was mad. She left the event and went straight there. She was already irritated. She was pissed off. She was irritated. And so all it took was for one thing for her to be like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was right, because I do believe that he was irritated as well. Like he said, I had all kinds of stuff I was dealing with in the club. You don't know what I had going on, and you mad. I'm just trying to hurry up so we can get back inside. So he came outside on 20, and she was on 20, and it exploded. That's all.
Honey, he's a party thrower.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're in charge of this whole party, you know your wife's coming. You know your wife is coming because her girl's party is here at this venue. You know your wife coming. You have somebody at the door for her. You look out for her. Walkie-talkie, like, what's going on? I don't know. It was just weird. It was like they were both at the party. Not that he had thrown the party. Like, they were both at the party. And he got there before she did for whatever reason. It didn't seem like he threw the party. I mean, no, I don't know.
What I think it was his event. Okay, so like, for example, right now there's a restaurant and bar here in DC. Every Friday night he hosts. There's a live band, and he's in charge of that. He probably makes a cut of the door, cut off the bar, whatever. You can come to DC, and I can say, Miss Honey, we're going up here. We're going to go to this bar, and we're going to get a booth. So, yes, technically, and I can invite 10 of my friends.
Oh, so he's more like a promoter.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he does events. Because he does all kinds of different events. He just had a all-white party last weekend. They do this thing every year called the Overnight Cookout. And it's like an open field, and basically they just party all night. He calls it I'm saying he has different, but this particular event, he's in charge of at this particular bar. And so what I'm saying is, I could have my birthday party there next Friday night, and then just invite my friends, and we get a booth, we get VIP. That don't mean that I rented out the whole spot and it's my party. It just means we're going here. It's going to be live music. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And I'm going to get a booth, or I'm going to have a section. You see what I'm saying? I feel like that's what I don't feel like the whole party was her friend's birthday party. I feel like it was already his event, and they rented out a booth or something to have.
Oh, because she said they had planned for 2 weeks. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Why wouldn't you just go in? Why doesn't he have valet? Like, what's happening here? I didn't understand why this was the bone of contention.
He's probably putting her car in a specific spot. See, that's okay. That's the thing. Ain't no parking. Ain't no parking.
All I'm saying really be, if you the man, your lady shouldn't have to worry about this parking situation. This is a non-issue. Like, I wouldn't even want this out there on the.
It wasn't an issue though. She called him and said, "I'll be there." He was outside waiting for her to pull up. He told
But
her.
he was hollering because he was the one out there to get her car parked.
Right.
And he had already been drinking. He was a little belligerent towards her.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. That's what I'm saying. Both of them were on 20. I'm not saying he's right. I think he absolutely was harsh at her. I think he probably was talking crazy to her. I absolutely believe that.
But yeah, but no, that's why I'm saying right there.
Go ahead.
No. What are you saying?
No, I was saying, but I also feel like she normally handles him differently. And so his thing was, I'm not doing nothing that I don't normally do, but because you showed up here on 20.
Oh.
That's how I feel. And again, I'm not saying that makes
it okay. No. I get it now. I get it.
Said, no.
Normally she handles it better. She navigates his assholery a little bit better, but because she was already on the level 10, she wasn't down with the duckery. So she was like, fuck you.
Right. She showed up, you know what I'm saying? She showed up pissed off. He was irritated and he was doing he was like, look, I gotta go. Come on, get out the car. Let me go ahead and park the car so we can get back inside. And he probably was yelling. He probably didn't say it nicely. He probably was like, come on, hurry up. And she was already on 20. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not defending him because he shouldn't talk to his wife like that. But
right.
He probably always talks to her like that, especially when he's at an event.
Sure, I think so. Why else would your daughter have to pull you aside to tell you what's right? Like he's emotionally.
Jamie ain't doing nothing he ain't always doing. Okay. And I'm not saying that makes it okay, but Jamie ain't doing nothing different, child.
I'm glad we had this talk because I really saw that conversation so different. And I was just like, why are we arguing about this? Why don't you have ballet? Like, I don't understand why this had to go. Why were you upset? Like, why are you belligerent? What do you mean? Why are you pulling up front? Like, why just give the guy your keys? Like, what are you doing? Right. But now I see what you're saying. Oh, I needed that.
He probably had a spot because again, there's no parking. So he probably had a spot specifically to put her car there. And like she said, I didn't want to walk. So she was
because I had on heels.
Right. She was pulling up to the front so she could go on in. He was going to park her car wherever the hell he had a space for her so that she wouldn't have to walk across the parking lot in the dark, in them heels. You know what I'm saying? And he came out and he was like, come on, let's go. Like, hurry up. What you doing? And she was like, who you talking to? And it, boom.
Really, if I ever need somebody to testify on my behalf, I hope it's you. I really do. I hope it's you. You seriously. I hope it's you.
Why? Because I said both of them. I believe.
No, I completely understand now what happened. Like, I get it. I didn't see it that way at all. It just seemed a lot more petty, but you kind of broadened it for me.
It was petty, but that's why they were both able. That's why after they said what they had to say and he apologized, they was kissing and walking and holding hands again. Because
but when you said the part about she normally handles him differently, I don't know, something for me clicked with that.
Damn, Tracy. Good Lord. Ole, we're going to have a whole nother live about this. Good Lord.
What Tracy say?
Tracy is my producer. Okay. Tracy be getting me. Tracy be getting me the good. Okay. And Tracy just said, I don't know if you don't do Love and Marriage Huntsville, do you?
I don't. It's a lot of characters, honey. I don't know if I could keep up.
So this is Love and Marriage Huntsville tea. But they've been posting mug shots. Now she said that there's a mugshot of Marceau and a mugshot of Tisha. Lord have mercy. All right, I'm gonna have to go get all this stuff together, child. Right, Pacino. All right, we'll have to do something about. Once I get all the facts together, we're gonna talk about it, child, because it's a whole lot of going on. Good Lord.
Hey, Pacino.
But yeah, again, I'm not defending bad behavior, but I'm just saying I feel like that's what it is. Let me tell you, and let me say, and I know, and let me say this, I'm partial to the Tylers. So full disclosure, I'm very partial. I like them. I really like them. I want to shout out the fact that Jamie is DC. Listen, let me tell you another reason why I love this show, because it is DC. We actually have people who are from DC.
Right.
And that, for me, it makes a difference because I see so much in these characters. Even Quick and Ashley, who are from Baltimore, I know Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I know people.
Right.
So even seeing them, that's why Winter better watch her step, but like in this episode, Jamie was wearing Shooters and he was wearing Madness. And those are local stores that are like, everybody got a Shooter sweatsuit. Everybody got a Madness outfit. Back when I was in middle school, high school, we had the Madness hats. All right. It was like everybody in DC had one. And it was like you had to go up to the Madness shop and get your Madness hat, and you got it personalized with your name on it or your nickname on it. All of that. Like that was it. And so now everybody in DC got a Madness something. Everybody got one. So I love seeing that represented, with this show. I love it.
It's one of the reasons why I like coming over and talking to you about this show, because it's so many like sayings that I don't get. Like when Arena and Jamie first started their conversation outside of the rehab house they were doing, she said he like showed her up or slided her off. She made this little comment. I was like, oh, I gotta find out for really be what that means. But as the conversation went on, I think she was saying he fronted on her.
Mm-hmm.
But she said it in like a DC slang, a Baltimore slang. I don't know.
Probably.
I was like, I gotta.
Because both of them are born and raised in DC. So they are both DC. Very DC.
Yeah.
And you can hear it in their voice. And like I said, and I think that's another reason why I'm partial to Jamie, or maybe I understand Jamie, because he's so, like, Jamie just remind me of half the dudes I grew up with. Like that, right. He's just that dude, And again, that doesn't make it okay. That doesn't make it right. But I'm like, that's all he's saying.
Well, listen, I already understand a lot more about them just from coming over here, because some of that I'm just like, what? Why are we upset? Why are we mad? Like, what's going on? Like, no, just tell her. Ashley's hair got to bounce, and I was like, oh, she's about to blow.
All right, Sweet Pea said she loved the way he actually rep DC. He does. He really does. He rep DC. They are so damn DC. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I love, and again, I love how, and let me say the other thing about the Tylers. The Tylers are turning this, the Tylers remind me of the Burses. And what I mean by that is they know how they are playing the reality game. In just 5 episodes, he has promoted his business. They've told you about their rehab business. He promoted that restaurant where they went and had drinks a couple of episodes ago where it was just the guys. That's the restaurant that he has his parties at every Friday night. You see what I'm saying? Like
and he was doing stuff for the CAA.
Yeah, the CAA, right. So the two of them are playing this game. They are definitely playing this game. Exactly, Phil. And the fact that they got their whole family involved, they are playing this game, and they are winning.
Yeah.
They are winning.
Yeah, you can't be mad at it. And then what I love too, a lot of questions I had about certain things with every episode is kind of being answered a little bit more. Like, stuff makes a little bit more sense. So I like that we're seeing them a lot, because I'd be having questions.
Girl. And I don't understand everything either, but some things do make a little bit more sense to me. Like I said, I don't understand everything, but some things do make a little bit more sense,
So are you happy with the 3 couples? Do you think we could use another couple?
I would be interested to find out why that 4th couple isn't part of it. Like, were they not able to film? Were they not exciting enough? Like, why aren't they filming? You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Tasha?
Yeah, Tasha and her husband.
That's the other thing I didn't think.
But I'm wondering why.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was wondering. I was like, well, why Winter didn't? Maybe it was editing. Why didn't Winter bring up Tasha? Because she and Tasha both were kind of working to try to resolve it,
right?
Move forward.
I'm gonna say this. I do like the couples, but I'm gonna say this. I don't know if Ashley has it in her to play this game. And what I mean by that is, we know how reality TV goes. We argue, we fuss, we make up. We argue, we fuss, we make up. We argue, we fuss, we make up. I don't think Ashley has the bandwidth for that. I think Ashley is one of those. She to quote Cardi B, once I have beef with you, we got beef forever. Like, I don't know how many times we're gonna get Ashley to come to the table with somebody that she got a problem with, and I don't know.
She did not seem like she had been rehearsing. She did not. She seemed like she was genuinely pissed off.
And then next week, the previews for next week episode, we see her and Winter sit down, but from the scenes, I mean, it's editing, so you never know what you're really going to get. But it doesn't look like the conversation went well next week. And then it even looks like that Quick feels like they picking on Ashley. So I don't know. I just don't know if again, I think she makes good TV, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if she is going to be able to play the game for the long
run. Not that she couldn't do it, but that she wouldn't be able to do it in a way that was good for her brand.
No, I mean, she makes good TV, and I think she could, but I'm talking about, like, some people are like, listen, I don't want to be around that hoe. Don't let me talk. I don't want to see her.
Oh, yeah.
Invite me if she going to be there. You know what I mean? And y'all, we know that is the kiss of death for a reality show. If you won't film with people or people won't film with you, I don't need you.
Oh, no. I don't think she'll stop filming.
No, I don't think she'll stop filming. What I'm saying is, so, again, like, let's say next season they're bringing Winter on.
Right.
I don't know if she has the bandwidth to be cool with Winter.
I mean, I'm struggling myself, so I understand.
And especially the way they've been going at it on social media. And again, I
haven't seen any of that.
Right. We know that that's we know that that's the cycle of a reality show. We do that. We break up to make up. That's the whole, you see these women fight, and then the next season they done, over the off season, they done talk, and they friends again. And then by the end of the season, they not cool no more. I mean, look at Karen and Giselle, child. They break up to make up, break up to make up, break up to make up, break up to make up. We never know whether they friends or not. Right. But they know the game, and they know that that's what they got to do to play the game. They know to push the envelope. Just like last year, Karen pushed that envelope too far. She realized she went too far when she started telling some of Giselle's real private business, and she reeled it back. You saw how she reeled it back in, and even at the reunion, when Andy brought it up at the reunion, she played it off like, "Oh, Andy, I was just saying anything. I was just trying to get her hand." Girl, you knew exactly what you was talking about. But she knew, what I mean? They know, okay, this is the line. It's the line.
Right, not to break that fourth wall.
Exactly. So, yeah.
But I don't know. So,
go ahead.
But they're fighting. You're saying on social media, Ashley and Winter are presently arguing back and forth.
I mean, they had a couple of exchanges back and forth, and even Monique got into it. Like after the dinner, when Winter was trying to say that she doesn't do she's not a relationship expert. She hasn't done that for 4 or 5 years. And even Monique stepped in and was like, but Winter, let's be clear. I absolutely invited you to be on the show because you told me you were a relationship therapist. Like that's what you did.
Right. So that's what Monique said.
But that's what Monique said. And Ashley was like, all I said was, they were just doing that Twitter shit. You know how they do on these shows. But listen, interesting that Monique stepped in and defended Ashley.
So I asked that because I felt like Ashley was being authentic, and I agree with her argument. I feel like we're going to see a little bit more next week, but I feel like Ashley and Quick work together well when it comes to tag teaming. We saw a little bit of it at the table at the vegan dinner, right? If she stays focused, she has, to me, I agree with her. She has a valid point. You brought up your husband. You brought up your husband and my husband. I had something to say because you brought it up. right? I didn't bring up my husband to you for you to be bringing up my husband. What are you talking about? It never happened like that. She was like, it never happened like that.
Right,
It
because
didn't.
let's be clear, the only Monique brought up, now technically Monique brought it up, but she brought it up from the aspect of Chris went and talked to Kevin and he got Kevin's side of the story. And before Chris could really explain himself, Winter was like, well, I'm offended by that. And that's when she went into all of the how horrible of a husband he was and all the horrible things he did. And that's when she laid it all out. So technically, Monique brought it up, but she didn't even bring it up. But she brought it up from the point of view of Chris talked to him and he sort of got a different version of what you've been telling us. Mm-hmm. And she, like, how dare you question what I said?
Yeah, you're right. Monique dropped it on the table and it went from there.
Mm-hmm. Because again, that was, you know, that's what they do at these dinner parties. We're gonna talk about some things, you know. But she was the one that got so offended, like, how dare you not believe what I told you about him? And that's where it went. It went left from there.
Right. Well, like I said, Quick and Ashley was like tag teaming when he said, when you say you're a relationship expert.
He said, listen, Quick knew he was being shady when he said that.
Is that like a beautician whose hair's never done?
But he ain't told no lies, though. He ain't told no lies.
So shady. So I'm right now, I don't know. I don't really care for Winter. So I get Ashley's point of view. So I think given everything we've talked about, yeah, Ashley does need to be very careful because she playing for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, she for real. She's serious. Winter playing the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So she seemed like she was really, she didn't care for her bringing up DJ Quick the way she brought it up. Like, that was a super sore spot.
Oh yeah. So Gummy, she gonna get her. Oh, she's gonna get her.
Yeah. And like, to your point, I think that was the energy that let Monique know, oh no, you didn't do this right. This is going south. Mm-hmm. This is definitely going south. So
all right, y'all. Well, I wanted to hold it to an hour. We are going to be over. I'm sorry. We're going to be over on TSF at 6:30 to talk all things P Valley. I will post the link on my community wall. If you, first of all, you should already be subscribed, honey. But if you are not subscribed to TSF Entertainment, I will put the link on my community wall so y'all can meet us over there. We're going to be talking about some P Valley. I'm a little concerned about what I saw in the episode last night, but we'll talk about it. Y'all got to come over there to hear what my concern is, okay?
Oh, you're concerned with P Valley?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about
it. Okay, you guys.
All right. Thanks, Miss Honey. Mwah. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you.
See you later.